Hello again. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a reading again. Again. Okay. So, here goes. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I was told is Blu-ray update, be very vigilant during this period. Okay? The time for vigilance is nigh. I don't know what that means. Anywho, let's go ahead and get this party started. Right? Let's get this party started quickly. Right? Right. I'm just getting cards and talking is what I'm doing. So let me get our cards ready. All right. So some of you are probably like, am I a Blu-ray? How can I tell if I'm Blu-ray? Just relax. So Blu-rays are a type of soul. They come from a soul group, and it's not a big deal. It's definitely not a big deal. Well, for me, it's not a big deal. Most people are, in fact, Blu-ray. Part of how you can tell is your level of neurodivergency. You know what I'm saying? Ocean, is it because of you that I'm over here doing a Blu-ray reading rather than not doing a reading? No, I'm joking. It's not because of you. I was told to do this because our 2022 is coming to a close, and as that's happening, there's a lot of shifting that's occurring, and whatever this shifting is doing, it's creating opportunities for new opportunities, and whatever those new opportunities are, it's going to get crunk. Let me just tell y'all, it's about to get all the way live. Okay, so what am I picking up on that you need to be vigilant? A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Okay, I'm picking up on a lot of things that's causing a need for you to be extra aware of your environment. Oh, oh, okay. So, whole bunch of cards are already just falling out the stack. I'm gonna set these aside. We're gonna. Oh, I think I already shuffled these. I did. Doesn't hurt to shuffle it again. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt too much. Whew, saying. All right. Oh, got it. Okay. Here goes. So again, just a friendly reminder. I didn't realize I hadn't done the class announcement, but for those who are in my K33 Academy, the membership, we will be having a New Year's Eve party tonight, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be doing personal readings for you guys. I'm going to be doing activations. Whatever your soul wants, you're getting it, boo. And no, you don't have to buy expedites. Just because you're part of my academy, you're going to be getting all of this for free. So if you are in the K33 Academy, the membership, make sure you make it a point to join class tonight. Okay. You definitely don't want to miss class tonight. Okay. Let's get started. All right. Sorry. Having a little bit of an issue because I just got home from the gym. I'm hyped. Okay. All right. So Blu-rays. Again, if you're probably wondering if you're a Blu-ray, there's a high likelihood that you're a Blu-ray. And that's lovely. Okay. There's a lot of Blu-rays in this world. It doesn't make you superior. I'm not trying to knock you down. I want us to be mindful of the way we use titles, the way we use labels to begin fueling an ego-based existence, right? Part of the reason why I don't really delve too deep into how to tell if you're a Blu-ray is simply because it's like, what does it matter? For some, it matters because it helps you to navigate your life, right? For others, it matters because now you can kind of tell other people how you're, so much better. No, let's stop doing that. Let's not do that. Let's go ahead and simply, focus on what brings us internal peace and how that internal peace can be brought externally and create the most beautiful environment for yourself. Totally almost drowned there. So let's get started. All right. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Bad luck, a lack of control, the past, misery, disappointment. Oh, well, that sucks. That sucks. Okay. Okay. I don't believe in luck, first and foremost. So I don't feel like that applies. A lack of control, the past, misery, disappointment. What that's telling me is you're being presented with the option of redoing all of that or choosing something different. And if you're like, well, Emmy, every time I choose something, it's the wrong thing. You keep saying choose something different, and I try and choose, I try so hard to have a different type of existence, and it keeps being the same thing. Okay, I'll give you a little life hack. You have probably already proven to yourself that what you choose, what you are drawn to, is the thing that will cause you to be the most miserable and suffer the most. Here's the life hack. Whatever you're about to choose, do the opposite. Do the opposite and let's see what happens. Right? Right. For example, part of what I tend less these days than previous days. I used to do this thing where the moment I begin to gain some type of recognition and stand out for something that I'm doing, I will immediately shut it all down. I know, crazy, right? But I used to do that quite a bit. And so now I'm like, I don't care about recognition. I'm not scared. I'm just going to keep doing what I do, and whatever happens, happens. And you know what's happened? I found so much more peace within myself in my life because I have begun no longer participating in the very cycles that keep me trapped in a space of smallness. Right? I'm still very uncomfortable. I know y'all can't tell. I know y'all can't tell. I'm very uncomfortable live streaming. Excuse me. I'm just really good at masking. Mhm. I'm very uncomfortable live streaming. And we're just going to push through that discomfort, and we're going to just do what we need to do, share whatever messages need to be shared, and we just going to keep going. And that discomfort, although it's still there, I'm becoming much more comfortable in that space of pushing myself through that discomfort. I used to hyperventilate. Yes, yes. Um, I used to have such a degree of anxiety that you could call it an anxiety disorder. I still have anxiety, but I don't call it an anxiety disorder anymore. And no, I don't need to medicate that. It's not something that involves um, the decline of my quality of day to day life. It just doesn't. The anxiety is there, and I tell it, listen, have a seat. I got work to do. See? You see how that works? You can go ahead and pick something that you think will work out. If you notice that you keep not following through and not fully achieving what you set out to do, something needs to be different there. Okay? It's not bad luck. There is something within you, within your character, within your perception that needs to be adjusted, not because you're broken, but because you deserve to experience the other side of that existence. I don't think any of us are broken, to be honest. I think all of us have these potentialities that we're afraid of because society has conditioned us to believe that we don't deserve that level of peace. When you enter into a space of peace with anything you do, you are living success. Success has nothing to do with monetary compensation, has nothing to do with external validation. It has nothing to do with proving to the people who didn't believe in you in the first place that they should believe in you. Success is when you are in your prime peace, not just your prime, but your prime level of peace, internal, external. I'm not talking about convincing yourself to be peaceful. I'm talking about truly living in that peace. When you allow yourself to get too caught up in the web of others, then yeah, you're not going to be in a space of peace. You're going to be struggling. You're going to be experiencing your perception of bad luck, of misery, right? For the most part, I no longer experience misery. Why? Well, whatever situation my life brings to me, I find a way to excel in it. What does that mean? Well, I figure out for myself what lessons I'm needing to focus on as I'm in that situation. And I put all of my focus in excelling at learning whatever is needing to be learned. And because I'm so focused on learning what needs to be learned, I don't have time to be miserable. Yeah, I still experience periods of frustration. Yes, I experience periods where I feel kind of down about not achieving what I perceive to be the goal, right? Then that's key for you to notice that what you perceive to be your goal in that circumstance is not always what your goal is. It's not always that. Sometimes your goal is to simply experience and observe. Okay. So be very vigilant during this period. There's going to be a lot of attempts to detract from what you're actually supposed to do. There's going to be a lot of attempts to try and get you into a space of not just questioning. Questioning is not a bad thing. Questioning helps to get you more answers. It's the doubting where you ask the question, you're given the answer, and then you demand for your soul to confirm that you've received the answer properly. And when your soul gives you that, you then demand for another confirmation that you receive the proper confirmation of the first request for a confirmation. Like, stop. I do that too. So stop. We got to stop. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. Here, oh, whose energy is that? Someone has just entered the chat. Ooh, that's a lovely energy. Serious. That is a lovely energy. Who are you? Or don't tell me who you are. Maybe it's best if you don't tell me who you are. Page of Swords in reverse. Bluntness, cynicism, defensiveness, sullenness, all talk. Ooh, shit. Is you all talk? Is you all talk? Yo. um okay. you guys, we need to allow ourselves to put our defenses down just a little bit. Put it down halfway. So that way, when you feel small, you still feel very protected, right? You don't have to completely be rid of the walls. You don't have to do that. You have to bring the walls down halfway and thin them halfway, because what ends up happening is if you feel overly exposed, overly vulnerable, you sometimes, most times, will overreact and create even taller walls and thicker boundaries. And these boundaries, people are like, but aren't boundaries good? And not these kinds. Boundaries that help other people to know how to function within your space, within your life, within proximity to you are healthy. Boundaries that become the very separator between you and your environment, that becomes a prison for you. So, in that sense, that type of boundary is not good. I thought it was Annie. Annie, your energy is booming. I love it. I love it. What is going on? I feel you like all in my solar plexus, and it's rising up to my girl. Do your eyes feel weird today? Are your eyes feeling weird, Annie? Not painful, but just weird, different. I knew it. I knew it. La 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 la. Okay. We got Queen of Cups. Here you go. Queen of Cups, but it's in reverse, right? Whew. Immaturity, selfishness, smothering, sulking, spite. So now is a time for you to begin. I knew it, Annie. She goes, what? Yes, why? Ocean, hold me back. Nothing's wrong with you, Annie. I'm now hyper aware. Nothing's wrong with you, Annie. You're still amazing. Queen of Cups. So we got to make sure that, that we got to make sure that, we're not behaving in a way that is less than that is less Hmm. That is less than what we're capable of behaving, right? We're not going to do things out of spite. These are things that we need to um we need to be aware of the way we behave, so that way we can ensure that we choose other options that are available to us, right? Annie, what's your emotion right now? What's going on? What's your emotion right now? I'm super curious. Let me just stop. I'm serious, Annie. There's nothing wrong with you. um Nothing's going on. Nothing's going on. You're good, girl. You're good. I'm just messing around. Okay. All right. Knight of Wands in reverse. Arrogance, jealousy, recklessness, a braggart. Okay. Now I'm wondering if this is you or if this is someone that you're needing to be very vigilant around. Because now the energy has shifted and it's almost like a question of who is this? So if I'm asking who is this, and it's probably not going to be you. Um, let's see what the other cards say. Let's see. Page of Wands in reverse, naivete, petulance, a lack of imagination, pessimism. Excuse me. Yeah, this is someone that's really struggling through something. I wonder if what they're struggling through is something that involves you. Oh, I know what this is. I know what this is. Someone's watching you. Someone's observing the things that you're going through. They're seeing the way that you shine and they're really, really drawn to it. And as they're drawn to it, that's the more that they're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. They don't want you to know that they're observing you. They don't want you to know that they're observing you. They're in a really negative mindset right now. I don't think the negative mindset um, is directed at you. I think what they're witnessing from you, the beauty of you, is triggering negativity to rise up within them because they're feeling as though they are not enough in comparison to you. So, this can be someone who is jealous of you, but it feels more like someone who's not jealous of you. They're jealous that they can't be around you. Does that make sense? um okay. They're they are very much enamored. Let's go ahead and define enamored. Be filled with a feeling of love for. Oh, shit. Besotted with, infatuated, smitten, love struck. You have a secret admirer. La, 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 la. I don't know. You have a secret admirer, and it's just it's one of them things. They're just they admire in you. I just okay. Okay. Let's keep it going. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Okay. Eight of Wands in reverse. Lethargy, delays, bad timing, slowness, frustration. Uh, they are so frustrated because they consistently have bad timing with you. Is this someone from your past? Is this someone from your past where it's like they've tried multiple times to come forward, but it's always like right as they're at the cusp of coming forward, maybe they see something, or like they're looking, oh, they're looking at all your social media. I'm petty. My social media, you can't see what I post unless you're one of my friends. Because fuck that shit. I'm saying. I'm just saying. Yeah. So they're frustrated because they can't get a full what? I just got a notice that says game over. Who said I'm playing? Anyways, confessions about things they've seen and experienced. What? Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Someone loves you. Oh, yes, they do. They've been stalking you through social media posts. They've been stalking you through all your posts. Bitches, we know. Okay, I don't know who the bitches are. I don't know who knows what, but sometimes it just feels good to talk a lot of shit. Blame my hormones. Okay? Hormones. Hormones. Leave me the fuck alone. It's hormones. I'm just saying. Okay. So, anywho, someone's obsessed with you. I don't know why I find this hilarious. I think it's nervous laughter, is what it is. Someone is just obsessed with you. Someone's obsessed with you. Carrying forward. I'm carrying it forward. You want me to do a live stream with karaoke requests? Boo! I'm not a singer. Okay. Knight of Swords in reverse, rudeness, bullying, and inferiority complex, passivity. See what I'm saying? They feel inferior to you. I mean, okay, if you are cross watching and you're like, oh my God, Emmy, are you saying they know? She knows. She knows. I don't know. Maybe. They maybe know. I don't know. So you're cross watching, right? And you're wondering if it's time to move forward. You're wondering if it's going to turn out well. You're wondering all of these different things. First off, stop with the wondering. You've been wondering for quite some time already. Why don't you put some plan into action? Like reach out. Reach out. Okay. I mean, if you have all of their social media on lock at this point, I'm saying, like, why don't you just do something about it? Seriously. So I'll tell you this, okay? Sometimes you got to be a little bit cocky in your swagger. You just gotta, okay? You just gotta like hype yourself up and be like, it's gonna turn out well. It's, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. and then who knows? It might turn out in your favor. We don't know until you actually try, right? So I'll tell you a little not so secret. Back when I was like 20, maybe 19, I'm not sure. I think I was 20. My husband so I was working at the mall, and he happened to see me in the store that I was working at, black on black on black on black on black with a box cutter cutting up boxes in some high ass heels. I'm telling you, I was made to be a dominatrix. Okay, focus, girl. So he saw me. I was working at Victoria's Secret at the time. And he saw me. That was such a questionable period. That was a period I would go to work in lingerie and just put a blazer on top. And I felt that was appropriate. And if it was too lingerie-ish, I would put a sheer weave long sleeve bodysuit on top of the lingerie and then put a blazer on top. And it's like, no, I'm fully covered. Girl, it's see-through. Anyways, he saw me and he totally had one of the gals who was in his large ass group of friends. And he pushed her into the store, told her, get this girl's number. And she came in and she's like, one of my friends wants your number. And I was like, no. She's like, what? No. I don't know if he's crazy. So if he wants my number, he needs to come in here and get it himself. And usually that's enough for most males to be like, oh, forget it. Good. Forget it. For real. But this fool came into my store. He actually came into my store and I was still in the register cutting up boxes. And he was real cocky. He was really cocky. And he's like, hi, my name is blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, my friend told me I had to come in here and ask for your number myself. And I was like, ew, shit. He came into the store. Oh, shit. Yeah. And I didn't expect that. Usually I don't give anyone my number if I'm at work. And if I do, because you won't stop talking to me, it'll be a fake ass number. 510-765-4321. And they use they think that's my actual number. Like, no. It's not. And so that's usually the number I will give, but because despite the fact that I really put a little bit of like a sprinkle of bitchiness up in there, he didn't care. He didn't care. And so he ended up with my actual phone number. And he didn't play this game of like, I'm going to text her or call her in like a week so I don't seem desperate. Oh, no. I was still working my shift when this fool called me. And he's like, what are you doing tonight? Who is you? Why are you calling me? Yeah. And because he did that, I was like, okay, this guy is super cocky. I need to know why. I need to know why he's as cocky as he is. Yo, I've been still trying to figure it out for 20 something years. 20 something years at this point. So we're approaching 24 years. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you need to just, if you're not a cocky person, you need to just fake a little bit of the cockiness. You need to play that role at the beginning and then allow yourself to be witnessed as you are, your authentic self. You got to stop playing small because what you want, you need to go after that. So I'm saying, cross watchers, you're either going to saddle up and cowboy up or stop. Just give it up already. If you've been obsessed for this long, I don't know how long, it feels like it's bordering on the edges, the fringes of obsession, right? I mean, just go for it already. Like I'm sick and tired of you like going through this process. Go for it already. He for sure knew what he wanted. He for sure knew what he wanted. And he wasn't, you know what this man did? So I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, no, we can hang out tonight. and then he picked me up and I was like, where are we going? I guess it's to my friend's house. To your friend's house. Okay. Mind you, I'm not a social person and he's social AF. And so what he did was he drove me to his friend's house where the entire car club was there. I'm saying there were like 20, 30 people there. They were all in the street waiting for him to arrive with me. I don't know why, but and then he parked the car and I was like, are we staying here long? Hey, he goes, yeah, no, we're hanging out. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So I get out of the car and he immediately leaves me. I thought I was going to be able to hide with him. And he left me. And next thing you know, these 20, 30 people were swarmed around me and they were asking me all these questions. And I was like, oh my God. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to just be one of the dudes then. And so I was, and apparently he was making sure that I would be compatible with his homies before he wanted to talk to me any further. Let me tell you, I'm a girly girl, but I'm also a dude. So you like that. We need to allow ourselves to just be ourselves because let me tell you, when they started asking me all these questions, his friends started asking me all these questions. I'm like, who the fuck are you? And they're like, what? Yeah, I'm not going to answer your questions. Who are you? And they're like, oh, yeah. If he's going to leave me by myself to fend for myself, I'm going to absolutely be a total dude. Like, no, I'm not answering your shit. Who the fuck are you? Like, whoa. Yeah. What? Because I am like a dude. It's fine. It's okay. It works. It adds to my charm. The point here is you gotta allow yourself to really hold your ground, not in a defensive way, but just knowing, like, you know what, I'm not even going to be in this space of unsure because I was thinking I'm never talking to this guy again. I was like, yeah, no, this guy is just playing with me. I'm not hanging out with him again. Hmm. Clearly, I hung out with him again. But yeah, no, so I was totally like not attitudey, but just spicy. I was spicy with his friends, and they were like, "Oh, we like her." Good. You had no other option but to like me. Yeah, that was my logic. You have no other option but to like me because I'm one of the guys. And so they did. They liked me. So if you hold your ground without becoming defensive, right? Without feeling like everything is an opportunity for someone to attack you, to tear you down and all of these other things, then that's not what you're going to experience. You're not going to experience worst case scenario. But if you're consistently living in a way where it's like worst case scenario because you're hyper vigilant and that hyper vigilance is causing you to enter into a space of paranoia, then no, that's not going to be fun. Excuse me. That's not going to be fun. That's not going to be something that will help to grow you. That's going to be something that will add to you feeling like you don't belong in this world and you have no place in this world. You absolutely have a place in this world. That's why you exist. You absolutely belong in this world. That's why you were born. It's time for you to start claiming your space in the world you are part of. Now, you do need to be vigilant because for some, whoever this is that's like really focused on you, I feel like for most, let's do this first. For most, I feel like whoever is focused on you is not malignant. They're not yucky. They're not this they're not this person who, is a danger to you. But there are some who the sense that I get is, yeah. Um this is just, yeah, no, no, you should not allow that person. You know what I mean? You should definitely not allow that person to you should definitely not allow that person to be having access to you. You guys, it is super de duper important, super de duper important that you not give your private personal information so easily and readily to anyone online. Not your full legal name, not your face, not access to your profile, unless you feel comfortable with them knowing whatever personal details about you. You shouldn't have where you live, what city. You shouldn't be checking into places that you frequent often. You shouldn't check into those places, any place, while you're still there. Like, it's important for you to have that level of privacy when you're on social media. It's important. It's really, really important. I think for some of you, a very small percentage of you, there is an individual attempting to gather information. That's not good. That's not good. Ever since I was much younger, I'm totally a person where when you start asking me really personal questions, like there was someone in the comments during this live stream who's asking like, what time is it there? Motherfucker, why you need to know? Why do you need to know? Because you want to know what region I'm in? I'm in a none your fucking business region. Why do you need to know? Why does someone need to know all of this very personal, very private information about you? And some people will be like, well, I don't have anything to hide. Neither do I. But fuck that shit. Whether you have anything to hide or not, there are some people who have very malignant intentions with the information they can gather from you. Very malignant intentions. So now you need to make sure that whatever it is you have on your social media, um, you need to make sure that it's something that is not overly sharing. Okay. This is about your safety. I don't want you to be paranoid, but I want you to be very responsible and accountable for the depth at which you are allowing people to access. You're allowing penetration into your personal space when you share certain types of information. You guys notice no one really knows the names of my children, how many children I have, their ages. No, that's personal. How many of you have seen my husband? That shit's personal. No, I'm not ashamed of him. No, I'm not hiding him, nor am I hiding my children. That's personal. How many of you know what state I'm in, what city I'm in? That shit's personal. You have to make sure that you are fully involved in your own safety. Okay. I don't know why that's being so heavily put out there, why I'm being encouraged to so heavily put that out there. It's important. It's important. Even if you're not a public figure, it's important. It's important for you to know this. It's important for you to never have this false sense of security. You know, years ago, there was someone, a former client, who had approached me with a request to teach them how to do energy work. And I denied their request because my gut instinct is you're fucking full of shit. You're going to hurt people. So, like, I said no. I was like, I don't feel comfortable teaching you my system. You know what that person did? They defrauded me of nearly $2,000. And then they went ahead and they publicly announced they were using that money to pay someone to curse my children, my toddlers. For what? Because I said no in a very respectful, professional way. Because I said no. Gotcha. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you for showing me the way some people function. You might not function in that way because you have a beautiful heart and you have a beautiful mindset and you don't have it in you to be hurtful and harmful to other people, but that doesn't mean that other people you come across, people who are drawn to you, don't have that within them. So you have to be proactive. Um with that was during a period where I was still actively rejecting a lot of my lifetimes where I had memories of how to negate dark magic, where, I've lived as sorcerer, mage, all of these really magical beings. I was still actively rejecting that. And I still feel strongly that part of the reason why none of that worked, first and foremost, I'm heavily protected, and anything that comes from me is also very protected. And secondly, they didn't have any pictures to use to hyperfixate on my children and my husband. All it takes is a picture. For some practitioners, that's all they need, a picture. I mean, it becomes easier when they have access to your genetics, but really, all it takes is a picture. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make you aware of how some people in this world function. You know, that's how some people in this world function. So, Reina says, I feel like I'm so done with hiding. I am so tired of it. But maybe this is my warning to keep being very patient. So, here's the thing. I'm also done being hidden, but that doesn't mean that I need to overly expose unnecessarily the things that I cherish the most. Just because you're done hiding doesn't mean you make it easy for people to begin preying on the things that are cherished by you and your heart. Okay? It's important. It's important. This is a very reason why none of my children have ever joined me on a live stream. None. Nope. 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 So we need to allow ourselves to exit out of that space of um, false sense of security. It's not necessarily that you are in harm's way, like actively in harm's way, but it is that, as the world changes, as the world begins to shift, there are those of us who are Blu-rays, and we will be pushed out into the forefront of the shift that's occurring. There are many people who speculate that about 70 to 75% of the population are organic portals. That means these are avatars who are soulless. They are living beings, but they don't have that ability to reach, to tap into higher divine consciousness. So that means they're basically like a biological Uber. They can Uber around on the earth plane a lot of malignant spirits, malignant energies, principalities, that type of thing. So, as people get pushed into the forefront of this shift that's occurring, because there are quite a few Blu-rays who are going to go active, your soul contracts, your Paladorian contracts will be activated. That means abilities will be coming forward, awareness, claircognizance will be increasing. And as that occurs, what then happens is you now have a bullseye on you. the principalities that are currently in control of the earth plane that we live on, they don't want to give up their control. Yes, backdrop people. Organic portals, backdrop people, NCPs, that type of thing. Yes. So, you guys gotta make sure that you are very vigilant about what is keeping tabs on you and your growth and your energy. Okay. You guys just, being vigilant is not being paranoid. It's not the same. Being aware is not the same as being paranoid. Actively making sure that you are aware of the things that are going on and being attempted on you and your energy in the background, that's not being paranoid. It's just not. It's not being paranoid. So for some, transformation is going to be very difficult. The shift between the life that you've been living and the life that you have promised to live through Paladorian contracts, that might be a little bit of a difficult transition. Okay. Because your mindset is going to change. The environments that you are comfortable in will be shifting. The people within those environments, for quite a few, the long term friendships and connections that you've had, you're already aware you're outgrowing it. You don't have anything in common with much of the people in your life. And it's become this thing where it's becoming a chore to continue to play normal, to continue to try and have some type of commonality with the people that you have loved for much of your life. It's okay. Be patient with your process. There are those who agreed to be a part of the next part of your life, and they're needing time to also prepare themselves to be at the level that they need to be in order to properly assist in whatever it is you're going to accomplish. Right? So be fearless. And, you know, being fearless does not, for me, necessarily mean that you have absolutely no fear. For me, being fearless is having less fear than you do courage, right? Letting your courage be the prominent energy within you and allowing that courage to kind of hush some of your fear when it's important for you to be focused on the task at hand. You're about to receive a celestial teacher. Oof. Oh, okay. Um, 1 second. I need to check something. Ooh, energy is just. Okay, so I apparently will be having. Let me look at this. Okay. Um. Ooh, my goodness. Energy is super intense. Super duper intense. March 4th. Oops. 4th, 2023. Okay. Um I'm going to be having a workshop March 4th, 2023. Join me for my workshop. I'm putting the link on the screen. It's a lot of frequency. All right. There you go. It's a morphogenetic workshop where I'm going to be teaching quite a bit about energy work. Okay. The fundamentals of energy work. And if the things that I've been talking about today in this reading have been resonating so deeply, like you feel a very strong urge to begin preparing to learn how to harness your energy, at least the basics of it, you check out that workshop. Okay. I teach the basics of how to maintain your frequency, how to, like, the bare basics. Okay. This is not something that you're going to be using to work on clients. You want to work on clients, you got to do the certification program. This is for your own personal life, to make sure your energy is prepared to begin the process of what you're going to be going through. It feels like for most Blu-rays that are going to be having their Paladorian contracts go full active by almost like, excuse me, mid-April, March time, not March, May, mid-April, early May. You're going to be experiencing quite a bit of activation and quite a bit of fluctuations within your energy. You got to be careful about who you give access to your energy. Okay. During that period, you have to be careful about who you give access to your energy. And what ends up happening during that period is you become prepared. You become prepared, and a lot of the different things that are necessary for you to reach higher levels of functionality within your morphogenetic field, you're going to need to learn how to harness that energy. Templates are being changed right now. There's quite a few people who are being pushed to the forefront of this shift in consciousness. Consciousness potential. And I need to make sure I properly express that. This shift in consciousness potential. If you don't know how to properly harness your frequency, you're going to be experiencing quite a bit of hypoglycemic symptoms, a lot of tremors, a lot of dizziness, lightheadedness, coming close to passing out, having so many shifts in what you're eating, how much you need to eat, how frequently you need to eat, the different things that are necessary for you to, remain within a space of homeostasis. Because a lot of the energy work that's going on right now, it's not being done by people. It's being done by galactic alliances. These are galactic beings that have not occupied this planetary grid space, this sovereign space, since the time humans were created. I'm talking about foundational galactic lineages. Okay? It's a lot. It's a lot. So, is it the same workshop you did months ago? Yes, the content is the same, but if you're choosing the enhanced ticket option, the activations will not be the same. Whenever I do events like teaching events and I give the option to for people to receive activations and things like that, it's always calibrated to whatever the current energies and template condition for Earth, whatever that is, that's what I do it for. So if you've had, if you've been present for workshops before and you take it again, strictly for the activation portion is going to be a different activation. I never do the same thing twice. I just don't. I don't. Even the way that I present the information, it changes with each workshop. If it's the same workshop, it doesn't matter. It changes with each workshop because as I'm teaching, Soul is instructing me to add additional information. So, for those of you that have been to my workshops, you know this. You're like, whoa, she didn't say she was going to teach this, right? I do teach what's advertised as going to be the content for the workshop, but I also add so much more than what is simply advertised. That's just how I function. So now is it not the time for stillness? Be still and reverse. Now is a time for full action. Now is a time for connectivity. Now is a time to remove yourself from that gilded cage that you call boundaries for yourself, right? I'm talking about the boundaries that keep you functioning in the same way that you've been functioning. It's time to remove all the shackles, to really allow yourself to step forward and not be confined to this minimal space of awareness. Patience in reverse. I think for some of us, we're using the concept of patience as a way to further perpetuate our stagnation. Now, I'm not trying to communicate this in an accusatory manner. I'm presenting the potentiality of the need to reassess where are you coming from with the way you perceive yourself. Is it from a space of unrecognized limited existence? Because if it is, then maybe it's time to reassess and redefine yourself, right? That's a good thing. Balance, allowing the balance that you already have, this natural, innate ability to balance yourself within your life by finding your point of center. Allow that to come forward, right? Allow that to be where you exist. Allow yourself to enter into a space of centeredness so that you don't have to put too much effort into staying balanced, okay? Um, yeah, the class is for literally anyone who wants to learn. Um, if you don't quite yet feel that the certification program is something that you can do because it's an intensive 40-hour program, but you want to learn, and you don't want to do the membership. It's the membership is that's a weekly class. I teach every week something new, or we do a whole bunch of stuff in that program. But if you are interested in a one shot type thing, workshop, the workshop is a good way to do it. um, Whenever I do workshops, it's always ridiculous amounts of information, but never so much that just because you don't have previous experience in energy work that you won't be able to do it. Anyone who has gone to a workshop for the first time, if y'all feel comfortable sharing, please let the people know if you have done energy work before, especially if you've never done energy work, how confident you felt once the workshop was done, because I actually make sure that you are aware of how powerful you are when you do workshops with me. I'm not the one running frequency and energy during the workshop. It's you that's going to do it. And to date, I have not had a person attend a workshop that didn't suddenly become aware of their potential and their power. What you do with that after you're aware, I mean, that's up to you guys, right? That's totally up to you guys. So let's see, I'm running out of time. Woo. Mm. Okay. All right. So connection biome, right? So there is something that's occurring, whatever this connection is. Um, it's its own self-sustaining thing. I think this kind of I think this kind of goes back to whoever that person is that's been fixated on you for some time. I don't know, and I'm suddenly feeling like this sadness. I know it's not mine. My God, that's sad. Um, it's this sense of like, ooh, ooh, even the numbers stop. Okay. The number 44 is about two equals standing side by side, right? This is about someone who isn't equal to you, a mirror of you. And you exist as a biome within them. You're self-sustained, like you live inside their existence. Let me see. A biome is a naturally occurring community of flora and fauna occupying a major habitat. It's a large community of vegetation and wildlife adapted to a specific climate. You are adapted to their heart space. That's where you live for this person, you know? Whew. Yeah. So, they just can't be rid of you. I think for some of you, whoever this is, they've probably tried to live a life independent from yours and not bother you, not interfere with your existence because they don't know if their presence will be received as like disrespectful. I don't feel like this person is trying to be disrespectful to you, though. I don't feel like their intention is to be disruptive or disrespectful. I feel like they just have this insatiable urge to somehow be in proximity to you. So maybe for some, that's why they watch your social media so closely, just to be in proximity to you and your energy without being disruptive, right? That's kind of sad that they're being so respectful in their approach of things. Um, I can't imagine that that would feel good. Okay. So, card number 39, groundedness and gravity. Change is asking you to rise up. Change stemming from your shadow aspects. I think those might be more like moths than they are butterflies. These shadow parts of you asking you to lift your head and be able to see the world that's being formed around you. Oh, Lord. For some, you're being asked to recognize that not only do you live within the throne room of someone's heart, that there's this entire world that's been formed through the longing to be in your proximity. It's been formed around you, this world that exists to cherish you. That is tragic AF. And then I get another message that with the visual of all the planetary stuff in the word gravity, it kind of makes me feel like for this person, they are stuck in this space of simply silently orbiting around you. They orbit you, never actually entering into your atmosphere, but just orbiting you and being close enough for you to feel that magnetic pull, but never actually ever knowing where that pull is coming from, the source of it. Protection, cave. It's almost like they've withdrawn deep into themselves to protect themselves from the potentiality of you recognizing the way they orbit you. This is really tragic. Beginnings east. So there's a dawning of a new day. The dawn that's approaching is an opportunity to create a solid foundation from which to create. There's something that's going to be created. For a lot of the Blu-rays, you just really need to make sure, really, really, really need to make sure that you are aware of what you are consciously creating. Do not do any of that subconscious creation where you're going to ignore what's happening. You don't want to know, you don't want to see. Don't be me. Don't be me is what I'm saying. It's a lot of frequency. It's like creating fullness in my ears. That's a little. So, marine life, richness. Hmm. In reverse. I was talking about marshlands with one of my kids recently. And it's this thing of marshlands have a specific scent to them. Um, for most people, they will enter a marsh and they'll be like, oh my God, it stinks. It smells like the swamp. And it's this thing of like, that smell is actually indicative of the richness in that region. There's so much life in a marsh. What you're smelling is the decomposition that will be used to further fuel additional life forms, additional creations. So it's this thing of whoever this person is for you, they are viewing the richness of their decomposition because their life is decaying. It's decaying in order to clear space for their proximity to you. I think someone's going to be approaching you. So there's a richness in that decay. And I guess for whoever this is for you, for those that this message applies to, they're worried that you will smell the decay. You will become aware of their life that's decaying before their eyes and be grossed out by it rather than being able to recognize that thing you're witnessing with your senses is evidence of the richness they are presenting you. I don't know. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to convince you to give a person the opportunity to um, have some level of connectivity with you. Um, but I think that's really what the message is, like at the bare bones, stripped down to the minimum. The message is to be open to the connectivity, the potentiality of that connectivity, and to allow your life to unfold in the way it was designed to. So, companionship in animals, but it's in reverse. This is someone who is, um, hmm, this is someone who is without a companion. They either are single or it's not about the romantic companionship. They feel very alone in the world. And I assume part of the reason they orbit you in the way they do is because in their heart of hearts, they feel that you literally are the only person who can truly see and sense the truth of the essence of who they are, and that they could truly be themselves around you. They might have people who have been in their life for years on end that they know they can trust, but only to a certain degree, only to a certain depth. But here you are, coexisting at the same depth that they live at. I mean, card number 38, mystery, dark matter. Dark matter is creative energy. I do believe the dark particle, the God particle they allegedly found, discovered in CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. I do believe it's dark matter. They've they've dubbed it dark matter. I don't know. I'm pretty sure YouTube will go ahead and restrict this video. Me saying that. Um, Dark matter is the droplets from the mother's womb. That is the most sacred space of creation. Dark matter is what you get when you begin to strip things away and allow for the fission fusion that occurs between the part of Chi, part of K, and the particum. The nothing that leads to the everything that exists and occupies the spaces in between. Dark matter are droplets from the mother's womb. So, I'm already shadow banned, so who cares? Let's go ahead and let's pull a card from Rumi. And then I got to go because I have a New Year's celebration to have with my K33 members. Yes. So if you're in K33, if you're part of the Cook Row 33 membership, make sure you attend class today if possible. I'm going to be doing activations and whatnot. We're going to have a free for all. Oh, okay. I'm telling you, I'm so ready for a free for all that I am wearing my back brace. I'm saying, we about to get crunk. Energetic crunkedness. All right. Here goes. Okay. Card number 1. Beyond death, life. Footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains. I'm calling to you. Can you hear me? Listen. Listen with your heart. There I speak. My voice rings true. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all that you have known. From what you have known is now, for what you have known is now too small for your soul. Bear your uncertainty and equanimity. I am certain enough for both of us. Allow me to show you the light that you are, that burns within you, blazing angel of heavenly purity. I will unveil you to yourself, undressing your ego, casting aside its layers, as tender as a lover with unwavering attention upon the sacred body of light. You shall know yourself in truth, as pure, beyond all experience, untainted, ever innocent, as a pure vessel, stripped bare, ready for the divine revelation, as light, as life, as love. The soul craves variety because it leads to wholeness, and wholeness leads to divine revelation. The purpose of the soul incarnating in this world in the first place is to realize its divinity through the sacred crucible of life. The older the soul, the closer it is to the realization of divine oneness, and the more powerful in determination to shed that which would constrain complete and conscious immersion into the divine presence. So here you are, an old soul at the edge of something you have known, at the cusp of an ending and a beginning. Perhaps you are already in surrender and falling in, or perhaps you are fearful and resisting as you greet your unknown destiny. Yet this moment is happening because your own divine soul has chosen for it to be this way, so that love may grow. There is no punishment in this ending, nor is there anything to fear. There may be pain, there may be grief and loss, there may be uncertainty and even insecurity, yet you have a heart big enough to bear such growing pains. Your heart is even big enough to receive the joy that is lying in wait for you as you stumble across her in the course of your clumsy, inspired travails into a new life. You can scoop her up in your arms and spin her wildly about as she delights in your embrace, throwing her head back and laughing her vibrant, contagious laughter, filling you with exquisite ecstasy. Yes, you shall know the truth, the knowledge that the divine is with you, guiding every unfolding moment of your life journey. No matter how dark it may first appear, the divine is with you in unflinching generosity, with compassion, and with fierce passion for your blossoming into all that you are, all that you can be. So, what you must do to receive this divine grace, this new life, you must be willing to face death. It may be that death has come to you in the form of a loss of a beloved one, a physical loss that takes you into the darkest despair or depths of your grieving heart. It may be that death comes to you in the ending of a financial or professional situation you once relied upon. It could be that in the sense that you don't really know who you are anymore, old identities having shown themselves to be inadequate, inaccurate, mere ego masks too small for the great being that you are starting to suspect that you may be. Your death may be a choice to let go, to take a step into a new direction, to move house, to end a relationship, to change career, or to step away from a religious or philosophical tradition, or a group, or a teacher. Your death may not feel as though it has come by choice at all. It may be a sickness that leaves you feeling helpless, a relationship or other life circumstance changing when you wish with all your heart that it would not. Your transition through this death may be triggered by an inner feeling that you cannot quite pin down. Nonetheless, it powerfully propels you away from what has been and towards untapped possibilities, perhaps even towards great confusion as you encounter life in a new way, feeling even somewhat unprepared and uncertain as to what might lie ahead of you now. How you deal with this grace, uh, hidden though it may at first appear to be under the cloak of crisis, is up to you. You have enough spiritual intelligence to shift perspective and to choose, if you wish, to rest your inner gaze upon what lies beyond the death. Gaze instead upon the new life that's calling you. When you know deep within that no matter what experiences you have had in your life, that you are untainted, you will be more easily able to trust in the love the divine has for you. You won't question your worthiness, and therefore you will trust in life more easily and more fully, no matter how much it asks of you at times. The divine is a relentless lover. It wants nothing less than your total being to be held in its embrace. Sometimes that means we will have to give up lesser loves for the greater love, the divine one that calls us to remember our true nature. You are a beautiful, blazing soul, having a human experience that defies explanation and opens you up to divinity. That is what is happening in your life now. Whether the death is obvious and painful to you, or whether you're uncertain as to how it is as yet showing up in your life, either way, there is an ending imminent and a new life coming to you with greater opportunity for your radiant soul to shine its beauty in the world. Grasp it eagerly, beloved. Now is not the time for fear or hesitation. Focus on what is becoming while honoring what is no longer to be. Ooh. Mm. Mm. Gather your senses to find your courage. Gather your senses and use it as a tool of navigation. Allow yourself to navigate efficiently, effectively, intuitively through your darkest spaces. There are beautiful things hidden there, left as surprises from your soul. Your shadows are not places that are kept to punish you, to create fear. No. Your shadow is a space of creation. How so? Because those are the spaces within you that contain the greatest potential, currently hidden from you until you develop enough emotional maturity, intellectual maturity to be able to harness the gifts that are hidden in those spaces. I feel like the tremendous potential is absolutely there. There is this tremendous potential. And if you allow yourself to grasp what the potential being offered to you is, what ends up happening is you do more than simply touch it. You enter into it and it becomes your existence, it becomes your life. It becomes the very fabric that your royal robes will be created from. Mm. Stop caring who's watching you. But Emmy, you said be vigilant. Right. Be vigilant until you enter into your shadow spaces and retrieve the aspects of you that have the capacity to efficiently defend you. I no longer worry about who's trying what on me, and trust me, there's never an end or a singular day where people aren't trying. I don't care. I've entered into the realm of shadows and I've collected all the gifts that my soul is asking me to pick up and use. And I'm allowing myself to now return back to the throne room within my own heart, to sit as the royal that I am, unafraid of what life will bring me, simply prepared to observe, to witness my own unfoldment, the process with which the wildflower that I am will further grow the blossoms that create the sweetness of my life, the blossoms whose petals will be the very softness that my feet touch. Life is beautiful. Life is just ridiculously beautiful, even in the face of adversity. As a matter of fact, let me correct myself. Life is most beautiful, especially in the face of adversity, because that's when you can begin to choose the depth of softness that you will handle yourself with. There was a situation that occurred a few months ago. It was a serious situation. There was a situation where it was this thing of a new parasitic strain and it infiltrated to a degree that was just like catastrophic. Um, it was intense. It was intense, it was stressful, and it was something that I would have preferred to not have experienced. I would have preferred to have been able to shield my entire academy from experiencing this with me. right? And then finally, it took me about a week to get my head out my ass and just enter into a space of like, all right, what needs to be done? Mass exorcism. That's what needs to be done. I need to clear my entire academy. That's a lot of people. If you don't know, that's a lot of people. And I have to clear them all simultaneously. So people might assume like there was a lot of like fist pounding and like intense breathing and just all kind of different crazy ass shit, right? Oh no. I cleared my academy in a bath worthy of an empress, surrounded by crystals, surrounded by candles, a bath filled with roses, salts created by me, mixed with flora, infused with oils. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I experienced that softness and that grace. And returning myself into that state, it totally transported me back to a lifetime where I would sit in a massive tub. It was more like a pond, if we're going to be honest. I would sit in a massive bathing space and allow all of the tension, all of the resistance to the greatness that I am, the capacity that I wield with responsibility and grace, allowing the resistance to that to be dissolved into the water and to allow myself to be cleansed of any doubt in what I'm capable of doing. That was the hardest exorcism I ever had to perform. It was difficult. Why was it difficult? Because for the first portion of it, I had to allow myself to feel the fear and the doubt and all of the things that kept me from doing what I needed to do, what all of my students were waiting for me to do and counting on me to do successfully. And so I allowed myself to feel everything I needed to feel, think every thought that needed to be thought, be aware of all the components I needed to be aware of. And then I let go. See, sometimes the things that you think and feel, they're not the issue. Your perception of it being an issue is the issue. I reached a point of awareness that the things that I was feeling, the emotions, the thoughts, all of that, were simply a way for me to be aware of the places of resistance within me. And as I gave myself the time and the space to reach that level of awareness of everything that needed to be dissolved in order to flow with the energy that was necessary to clear my entire academy. Um, yeah, I did it in a beautiful bath with my most favorite crystals. And it was amazing. Let me see. Let me see. That's not what I want. Let me see if I can find. Hmm. This right here. Oops. This right here. I love this. This is what surrounded my head. That's what surrounded my head. An environment worthy of me. I won't even show you what was in the tub. It was a lot. I won't even, you don't need to see it. You don't. You don't need to see it. I'm just saying. It was beautiful. It was me giving myself permission to receive what I'm worthy of. A release that is necessary to do what I was designed to do. Allow yourself to release the fear and the doubt that prevents you, that interferes with you doing what you were designed to do. Find your courage. Find your grace. Holy Mother of God. My deck just got thrown. That's fine. Find your courage, find your grace. Find your willingness to allow your process to unfold. I promise you, life is so much more beautiful than you're allowing it to be for yourself. It's not just everyone else that's worthy of living a beautiful life. You're worthy of it too. So start letting yourself, okay? Start allowing yourself to live this beautiful life that you are designed to live. Allow yourself to be in a space of divine purpose that you were designed to fulfill. And then, have fun. I got to get going because I have to start my party for my class. I have to start my party for my class. I love you guys, I love you guys, and I feel like I am reaching a point where I'm tired of this awareness of how much I'm able to believe in you and how little you're able to believe in yourself. What I want so badly is to reach a level of awareness, for you to reach a level of awareness of how much there is to believe about yourself, right? I want you to believe in yourself as much as I believe in you. And no, you don't have to have had any sessions with me. You don't have to know me personally. Remember, I feel energy. I read energy. I quite possibly know you better than you know yourself. Why? Because you don't believe that you are as amazing as I know you to be. No, that's not me just being extra nice. That's me being brutally honest. Start believing in yourself. Allow yourself to enter into the spaces you deserve to exist in. The world is waiting for you to show up. So show up. I also got to show up. I got to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I love you guys. I'll see you again very, very soon. K33 members, head on over to class. We're going to be having a New Year's party because, yeah, we need to celebrate. Celebrate what? I don't know, but we need to celebrate. Celebrate you. I love you guys. I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everyone.